had an interesting experience this morning where my body was able to give me better information than ChatGPT. So the inherent knowledge that's already within me was better than the collective knowledge that's been expressed on the internet, sorted and organized through AI. And this is kind of fascinating because I think AI is a fantastic, amazing tool. In short, kind of the perfect material mind, to borrow the term from my wife Isami, where the material mind is the part of us that's an expert at living in the material world, quantifying things, comparing things, and organizing in that sort of logical, but also emotional way that our material mind does naturally. And the AI, I've been playing with ChatGPT primarily, is fantastic in some ways, this perfect material mind. It knows everything, it remembers everything, it's well spoken, it's polite, it doesn't have emotional tantrums, and it isn't really tainted by the human experiences that give us different emotions and so on. It's a really neutral observer. So, from that perspective, as a material mind, it's kind of the ideal material mind, right at a time when so many of us are finding that our normal internal material mind is failing in some way or getting weaker in some way, or we might be worried that we're losing that edge. So I love it that technology comes along at a time when exactly when we need it. These things are very interrelated. But today I kind of realized that there's some limitations where just good old fashioned body intelligence, tuning in with spirit mind is so much more effective and faster. And so yesterday what happened was I went to the gym, this 2 days ago actually, and we were kind of testing the limits. I'm working with a new trainer temporarily. And so we were doing some exercises and stuff that, kind of see where the limits are. And basically I just overdid it. I overstressed my arm on the left side. And this is I brought up this old pattern where even though I don't know all the details anatomically why, this arm will get locked up. So I'll wake up and it'll be at like, I can't extend it fully. It'll be like 45 degrees less than full. So yesterday that happened. I thought, oh, great, I'll just ask ChatGPT for some ideas. And I gave it a very detailed description of, what was going on with me. I just, record them. I don't type them in. And it gave me this beautiful analysis, like tables, what it thought was wrong and summaries and exercises to do. And I tried all those exercises that it gave me and they worked to a degree. I was able to gain a little more flexibility. But basically, within 5 minutes, it would go back to the previous state. I didn't really get any obvious lasting benefits, although I did enjoy the exercises and they seemed to help. Now, today, that was yesterday, today when I woke up in bed, I was laying on my back. I was really comfortable and warm, and my arms were crossed, and I felt really peaceful and just so good. I didn't feel any pain or anything. But then as I began to stretch, I noticed, oh, today I can't really extend my left arm much more than 90 degrees. So it's locked up worse than yesterday. And it's like, oh, interesting. And part of me thought, oh, I should give this feedback to ChatGPT and it'll analyze it and give me a more accurate diagnosis and exercises and stuff, right? But I'm laying there in bed. It's like probably 6 a.m. Isami's sleeping, so I don't want to pull out and start talking to ChatGPT, pull out my phone. So instead, I just kind of reached over with my right hand and just naturally started kind of massaging my arm. And then without thinking about it, I realized at some point, oh, I've turned on my side, I've rotated my arm in a certain way, and I'm just massaging it in the way that just feels natural. And my arm's getting longer and longer and longer and extending. And I realized, oh, within, I don't know how many minutes, 5 or 10, however long I was just laying there in this sort of meditative, connected with my body state, oh, I've got full range of motion again without any pain. And I'm starting to say, oh, there's actually, I can stretch up and work on, some of my back muscles here and releasing them. And all this came without any, real deep understanding of anatomy or the body or the nervous system or really anything. I mean, I've got a working understanding, but it's not a specialty of mine in any way. Also, I didn't do energy work, which might surprise some of you, that know me as an energy healer. I think, what? Energy healers have pain in the body? Aren't they perfect and beyond that? Like, don't they just snap their fingers or visualize energy and everything magically heals itself. So sorry to burst your bubble there if you were thinking that, but that's not the case. Even though I'm an energy healer and I have a lot of skill in that area, primarily I'm a human, right? So that's true for everybody. If you talk to your doctor, they're a human first, a doctor second. You talk to your psychologist, they're a human first, psychologist second. So I'm not really that different than anybody else, even though I have some specialties that I've explored and developed. So I didn't do any energy work. I just followed my body's cues. I just did what felt natural. And I did notice that I did have that voice of spirit mind, so that deep inner, fully connected intelligence that's within each of us, guiding me gently with a few words at times. Don't push, or stay here. Very simple, not even words so much as more feelings. I'm putting them into words, but that guidance was there. So as everything stretched out, and even now, it's about 20 minutes later, I'm like, I've still got good range. The pain is gone. I don't feel constricted. And I'm left with that interesting thought of, okay, so if my body knows what to do and my spirit is there to guide me, why was I turning to ChatGPT to figure it out for me yesterday? This is the old pattern that perhaps my logical mind, my material mind, can solve things. Because it can, it's fantastic at that. But it's not always the right tool. In this case, the right tool was not to use it. The right tool was to just tune into the moment at hand and get the exact information I need for this moment in this situation. Whereas with ChatGPT, I get so much information. It's tempting to think, wow, this is so brilliant. I'm learning a lot. I'm getting all these exercises. It's very stimulating and satisfying for my material mind to have all that new information. It feels very validating. But it didn't actually get me any results yesterday, if I'm honest. I got results today without it. So it's like, okay, I'm kind of bumping into the limitations here and realizing as beautiful and perfect and as fun as it is to work with AI, it's not a solution for everything. And having more information actually doesn't help sometimes. Sometimes what I want is to have less information, to focus only on this moment and what's needed. And that's going to come through body awareness and spirit mind. Really fun.